Commiserations. You must be hurting right now, but yeah, tell us your emotions and your thoughts.
Yeah, I mean, it's not fun to lose a final with big numbers, but on the other hand, I think Man United do a really good game. They pick a good 11. They hurt us with really good quality. So sometimes you also need to look at it that they had a really good day. That first goal is a little bit tough for us just before the half break. I think the first half is still quite competitive. We try to find ways in the second half, but they score 2 goals quite quickly in that half, and then we are all over the place, and it's really hard to play 3-0 down at Wembley when they are just shining, of course. But on the other hand, I mean, we need to look at the whole FA Cup, and we're actually playing at Wembley today, and we are here to get an experience. We're learning a lot from this game, so I think even if it's really tough now, I know that we're going to be very proud when we finish this season and see what we have done.
Yeah, did you feel like the players were maybe a little bit shell-shocked by the occasion, or do you think it was just, as you say, maybe the timings of the goals and those fine margins?
Yeah, I think when you play a final, it's always a little bit more, both teams are like more secure. They don't really play out the normal way, and you feel in your body that it's something extra going on, right? So, and I think most of the players in Man United, they were here last year and had an experience with that. And I think most of our players were still performing and trying them best. So that first goal is just an amazing goal. We had a few chances. We could have done it as well, but we're going to learn from this, and I think all the players will learn quite much about how their body is working when we play these kind of games, and that's what we want. We want to have these big games. We want to be able to perform. So, and also for me, I've never been here like a coach before, so it's a great experience how you can communicate with the players because it's so loud, it's so hard to reach them, and so on. So, very tough to lose, but I'm always looking at it as a learning process, and I think this is one step already now that we are at Wembley learning this year, which is good for the future.
Yeah, just finally from me, you sort of touched on it there, but what platform can this give for the future of this club? Because I know Tottenham as a whole has big visions for the future.
I think we got this experience this year to play at the stadium 2 times, the final here. So it's not only the players, it's not only the coaches, it's the media team, it's the whole club basically, how we're going to run stuff and prepare stuff. So it's a really good journey we have done this year, because if we want to do this for the real way and want a top team in women's football and men's football, we want to perform at this stage. So I think this experience will help us to the next stage. We couldn't do it today, and I'm sad for the fans today that we couldn't do it, but I also know that we will come back. It was not the end today, it was actually just the beginning.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Tom, Gary.
Robert, commiserations. I just wondered if you were caught by surprise at all by Manchester United starting with Rachel Williams instead of maybe Nikita Paris or Jay-Z, and did that mean you have to adapt your plans at all?
No, we actually guessed that because we saw how they played against Chelsea in the semi-final, so we kind of expected that. But the main thing is that she's so good in the set pieces and she's so strong. So every corner kick they get or whatever, they got a really good advantage out of us. But on the other hand, we didn't feel like they pushed us down in the first half. We felt like we also had some moments in it. But when you look at the specific goals they do, some of them are from really, really high quality performance on the individual level. And I think sometimes you just need to say that that's really good done in the final, I must say. So we had our chances and we didn't score on them and they scored. So, and if you look at the whole game, of course, they were better than us because of the goals changed the momentum of a game. But on the other hand, I feel like the players tried the best the whole game.
Please, can I also ask you, off the pitch, what did it mean to you that so many of the board were there, Daniel Levy was there, club legends like Ricky Villa, like wasn't necessarily the case for both teams? What did that mean to you to have that?
I just think it shows that we do this for real, actually, that we want to do all in with women's football. We're going to make sure the whole club is one club with this. Daniel Levy, Donna, and everybody's here to support the team today. And it shows something. And, they helped us to prepare for this one with whatever we wanted last week and everything. So they're showing by action how they want to do this. And hopefully they also feel like it was nice to be at Wembley and, representing Tottenham in this women's football FA Cup final. And I think it's a win-win for everybody because we're going to do it together. And it's not only like one part of Tottenham is the women's team. They are the women's team as well. And they're showing that. And that's why I'm here, because I want to have that support.
We'll go to Dan at the front here.
Robert, commiserations. I just wonder what you said to the players after the game, because I suppose it's important to remember that, this is only the start for this young team.
Yeah, I mean, the main thing I said was this is not the end. This is the beginning, because this is the beginning. We have learned so much this year, and we actually reached the final. We could have won it as well, but on the other hand, Man United deserved it. So if they deserve it, then we also need to look at it like what the performance they have done. They've beaten Man City, we've beaten Leicester in the big stadium as well. So that was the main thing, and then also just make sure that we are. It's okay with feelings today. It's okay to be angry, sad, whatever they want to be, because that's a part of football. You should feel that today, because that's why you want to win next time. So it's okay. But on Tuesday, we're going to go back again and make sure we have a good performance against Chelsea and then against West Ham. And then we're going to close this year, and we're going to realize that we were in the final, we were top 6 in the league, and we're probably going to feel like we had a quite good year anyway.
We know you look at kind of the performances over results, kind of performance by performance, step by step. So I suppose, has this game kind of give you an insight into what you need to do to be winners at Wembley?
Yeah, it's always easy after this game to say we should have did this and that. But I think when you stop doing the good stuff we are good at, then of course it becomes a little bit more jeopardizing. So it was a little bit more longer balls from both teams the first half, and that's a part of the being a little bit nervous, a part of the big occasion, right? And that's fine. And then we go and try to be really brave on the ball, and then we have a mistake and give them the ball. But I think I'm actually supporting Becca there, because that's why how we want to look, and I think that's actually showing that she's brave enough to do it. And unfortunately, it happened in the final when she gave the ball away, but she will come back, and I just think that's how we should look. And perhaps next time we should be even braver with that. But we're learning from this, and I'm learning from this as well, because I didn't really know what to expect. I've never been here in a full stadium, and it's a good experience, because you cannot speak to the players during the game, for example. And that's why you need to get the experience, how you can communicate and find ways to solve stuff on the pitch and so on. So, yeah.
We'll go to that then.
It's obviously been a long season, a season where you developed a lot. You lost to United by this scoreline back in December. Just wondered how you sort of assessed the development of your team, maybe despite the fact that the scorelines match, comparing that game then to the one today.
Yeah, I think when we lost 4-0 against them that day, we didn't have a shot on the goal, or we didn't have any possession in that game. It was really, a top team against a bottom team, it felt like in that game. Then we had a good game against them away, which was really good. And today is still like, they are better than us, but we created a few really good chances. We should have scored 1 or 2 goals, and we give away perhaps 1 or 2 goals as well. So it's like, we still have a gap between us and the top teams, and that's normal. But we have closed that gap, and in a good day, we can actually beat these teams. But if we don't have the good day and we dissolve everything, then we're not beating them right now. And I know that, and that's fair in one way, because they were top 2 last year, and they are the second time in a year, 2 times in a row in the final. So we're closing the gap, but we haven't closed the gap yet. We need to take more steps. We need to develop even more. We need to make sure we are getting these experiences. But we look much better now than the last game when we played against them at home.
Thank you.
Can we go to Alex and Chris there just after?
Hi, Robert. Just kind of thinking, Becky Spencer, obviously, she's been really consistent this season. A mistake today, but so kind of what did you say to her, and how are you going to help her kind of lift her up and perform to the level that everyone knows she has?
Now you said it's like unlucky. I'm taking that goal on me, actually, because that's how I wanted to play. And if you do a mistake, the goalkeeper will do mistakes every year when you play this style we do. It's just unfortunately she do it in the final. But on the other hand, she show us that she want to be brave. So I'm going to make sure I help her and support her on Tuesday, and then I'm going to make sure she. But she's a very mature woman. She's a very cool girl. She will solve this. I know that. So it's no problem. But of course, I'm going to just make sure that I tell her that as well, because I think she's a great goalkeeper, and she's brave on the ball, and she should continue dictating the build-up for us, because she's great at that.
Hi, Robert. You went with an extremely attacking lineup again today, but 0 shots on target, and the team seemed to suffer a lot with set pieces today. Why do you think that was?
What did you say first, before set pieces?
0 shots on target today. Apart from Beth England hitting the crossbar, there was 0 shots on
okay.
target.
You don't count it when it hits the crossbar. I didn't know that. I mean, we have a few shots though over, and we don't really nail the headers and so on. So in one way, we didn't dictate and push them down too much. We kind of lacked the last pass, I would say, in the last third. If that was the occasion, if that was the heat, if that was something else, I'm not really sure. But we had quite many almost chances, if you get what I mean. And I think it comes down to decision making and relations, and that's what I mean with their players. They're taking those chances and score some beautiful goals. I haven't analyzed everything yet, but I know that we need to make sure that we're a little bit sharper in those decisions. I think the first goal they get in the end of the first half is also that we almost have a good chance and we give the ball away and they do the counter-attack. So it's also like double effect that we give them a chance when we don't really nail it. So let me see afterwards.
And lastly, do you have a message for the fans? Because the fans were absolutely superb today for you.
Yeah, I think, you want to win for them. You want to give them the trophy because they deserve it, and they were here cheering us up, and they've been cheering us up the whole year. So I feel very down that I couldn't give them that, but I'm also very happy to see how we grow together with them and how they stay after the game and support us, and we can feel that they're actually not only here for the title, they're here for us, and we do it together, and they support us even when we lose, and I think that's real love, and I like that.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Cheers.